طيب, their da'wah and the spread of Muslim Brotherhood. After the problem that happened with Jamal Abdel Nasser, and how people started finding out like these people are no good, man. They started khalas, closing their offices and everything, and they started spreading. And actually, that was actually part of their agenda and their strategy, that they want to spread across the Muslim Ummah, all countries. They wanted to spread and have offices and all that. And the thing about the Muslim brother, they're very smart, huh? They're very smart. And like I told you, they're like the mafia, even worse. The mafia have branches everywhere. And the mafia, they sell drugs, weapons, prostitution, things. These people don't do that. La la la. These people sell you religion. They sell you religion. The people, everybody loves religion. When it comes to drugs, your customers, drug addicts. Prostitution, customer like these people. But they're gonna sell you religion. And so they have been going around all Muslim nations, and they are spreading. They spread everywhere. In Syria, they have one there back then. طبعا. In Iraq, they had an office there, a branch. In the Gulf, they came and they built an office. In the UAE, we know this. We have it. It was in Dubai somewhere, everywhere actually in the across the UAE. They had offices and centers and all that. And they came to the rulers and the people of authority. They said, we just, we are Jam'iyya, we are an organization. We're a non-profitable organization. And we want to give da'wah and do some activities for social affairs, things like that, Boy Scouting. Boy Scouting, is that it? Like, yeah, scouts, being scouts. And doing activities for the children and the youth and blah, 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 all these things. And how do they crawl up into another way into crawling up into nations and societies and countries? Through academia, through schools and teaching. A lot of the Ikhwanul Muslimeen are teachers. As a matter of fact, Hassan Banna was a teacher himself. He's a math teacher. And so they get into the country through teaching. And that's a very, very tricky and wicked way into crawling into that. Why? They target the youth. They teach the youth because this is where the brains are still fresh. They're still receiving. You can shape them how you want. Elementary, high school, even in universities. This is where you can recruit people, man. This is where you create soldiers, loyal soldiers. And so they went in there, and through a decade or two, they started building a generation of what? Of the ideology of Ikhwanul Muslimeen. And they started gathering people, giving the ideas of Hassan al-Banna and the concept of Ikhwanul Muslimeen and how they interpret Islam, as in you have to be political, you have to get into the social affairs, you have to understand these things. Don't let this only rulers, they are the ones into politics. No, we have to get involved, and if they don't do this, we're gonna have to go against them and blah blah blah, all these things. Their da'wah, first of all, like I said, how they crawled up into countries. Second, they focus on quantity, not quality. And like their wooden statement or principle, قاعدة الخشبية وليست الذهبية, they say, pardon each other with what we differ on, but let's work on what we agree on. So just collect. رافضي, حتى by the way, they have رافضة. They have what's their name? Khawarij. They have Nasara, Christians, non-Muslims. They have it with them, working with them. They have all sects, you name them. Adi in them. That's okay for them. Yeah. And they want to increase their followers by all means possible. Whatever it takes, they can pay money. They will pay you money, they will promote you, they will get you jobs, they will do whatever you want. But be part of the Muslim Brotherhood. Yeah? And in their da'wah, this is very, very scary, that in their da'wah, and we know da'wah, and once you study Islam properly from the scholars, we know that وسائل الدعوة توقيفية. يعني da'wah, it has to be according to the Quran and the Sunnah and the understanding of the Salaf. You cannot come up with crazy things about da'wah and say this is da'wah. So they're not like that. They go back to the people. What do the people like? We will do. You want music? We will have Islamic music. You want shows? You want acting? Movies? Islamic movies? No problem. We will have Islamic movies. What more do you want? Debates? We'll do debates. What you want? Everything we will do. Talk about Aqidah, Sunnah, Bid'ah. La. This don't focus on that. Because if you do that, we're not going to get a lot of people. We're just going to get people who want the Aqidah, who really are honest about Islam. No, we don't want that. So they offer what the people want. So they focus on debates, they focus on branched matters, يعني akhlaq, adab, etiquettes, manners, things like that. Sira, they focus on sira a lot. Why? Because sira, there's a lot of ghazawat, battles in them. So they focus on that. They twist the stories to make you want politics. So they'll make you love politics. والقصد من السيرة, when you talk about Sira, and this is what the scholars, may Allah bless them and reward them, and I have a class in Sira. They told me when you do Sira classes, you teach Tawheed in it first. Sira, you teach first of all Tawheed, getting to know the Prophet, how he lived, how he dealt with things, and you teach them about the Sunnah, teach them about the Quran, teach them about. This is why we talk about Sira. We don't just talk about Sira because it's a story, it's a movie, like let's just watch it, it's fun. La, this is not the way. السيرة, دراسة السيرة is not a goal. It is a tool for you to understand your religion. And one of the main things you understand your religion is Tawheed. This is why we learn Sirah. And they stayed away from teaching Tawheed. Notice any Ikhwani, any Muslim Brotherhood advocate, follower, ally, whatever, they don't talk about Tawheed. They don't talk about fundamentals. As a matter of fact, they criticize anybody who talks about Tawheed. Ya akhi, these technical matters, it divides the ummah. They always say that. And they say Tawheed divides the Muslims, so don't talk about it. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And like I said, in the UAE, they were here, and we know them. And by the way, the UAE, the Emiratis, we're Arabs, we're tribes. So we all know each other. And we're not many. Compared to the expatriates, we're nothing. Back then, hatta, we're like, I think 900,000, 1 million. Excuse me. So we know each other, we know them. Wallahi, I personally know some of them who got arrested and all that. Some of them, yahi, they're well off. They owned malls. Yani, they were very well off. They were not like poor. And our country, alhamdulillah, it's not corrupt. It's not corrupt. UAE is, alhamdulillah, everybody got what they want. It's a country that works on rules and yani authorities there. There's no corruption. There's no stealing. There's no nothing. I can safely say my children and my wife can go out at night and go to their mother's house, go out, and they are safe. This is a very beautifully, alhamdulillah, by the grace of Allah. Then the hard work of the rulers in the government, they kept this country safe and good for people to live in. So what do you want? There's no corruption. You're well off. What do you want? La, we want the rule. We don't want people to just rule us like this. We want democracy. We want elections. That's what they were saying. This is all online, by the way. You can check it out. But they started talking about rulership, about this. We want to overthrow the rule. We want to do this. We want to do that. Na'udhu billah. طبعا, alhamdulillah, the authorities got to them and they neutralized them in a way. Took them in prison and all of them. Alhamdulillah. They spread everywhere, and this is our own experience in the UAE. We've seen it. They went also to Qatar, they went to Saudi, they went to Kuwait, they went everywhere. Yeah, and they have, like I said, established their ideology among all the countries. One thing that they also do, philanthropy, which is of course charitable organizations. They focus so much on that. Why? Money. You know how much this is? Wallahi, it's better than drug dealing. Drug dealing is very profitable. It's haram, it's destructive, I know, but I'm just saying it's very profitable. Charitable organizations in charity, it's much more profitable. And that's why you see they focus, Ikhwanis, they focus on tabarru'at. I'm not saying all tabarru'at is wrong and all of them are corrupt. No, but they have a branch. Ikhwanis always focus. They have to have a branch of philanthropy. They have to. Because that's how they make money. They make a lot of money from that. Mahmoud Abdul Halim, one of their leaders, he mentioned this in the book Ikhwanul Muslimeen, Ahdath Sana'at al-Tarikh. He said the work of Muslim Brotherhood continued to more than 2 years, visiting mosques, collecting donations, and he admits that the money we collected for Palestine from back then, I don't know, now I don't know, but this is what he said. The money that we collected for Palestine, mosques, cafes, bars, did not go to Palestine. The purpose of collecting was to not to aid our Palestinian brothers. Rather, our collection of these donations was a method of influencing people We went to, oh, Palestine, oh, this country is oppressed. Come, give us money. These funds were spent on activities of the Muslim Brotherhood. And the Higher Arab Committee was even sending larger sums of money to spend on the Muslim Brotherhood's activities in this regard.